It's the worst, dude.
I did so much one night that my hand got stuck like this.
Oh, yeah.
Like I got like a claw, like a crack claw.
Wow.
And I looked over and I'm like, why is no one else's arm doing this? And I used my good arm to try and like pry my fingers out back to normal. And when I would let go, it would just be like, and just snap right back. And I was like, oh God, I was probably like a granule away from like really bad health problems or an overdose or death.
Or becoming a superhero. What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
Man.
This is awesome because like we're doing this podcast and like good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. What's up, guys? Welcome to Good Things Are Happening. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
And this is our podcast. Hello. I got my shirt on from 7 Strong brand. You know,
nice,
plugging
dude.
my buddy. It's his shirt.
That's
Gives
awesome.
me these shirts. I want to be able to button it one day. That's my dream right now. You know, I went to Pablo's the other Pablo Francisco. Oh, little name drop. No, he was telling me, he was like, you look like a guy who got kicked out of a nightclub. Whenever I like have it open like this. So I think I'm gonna eventually start buttoning, but right now it's too tight. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta hit your goal weight.
Do you have clothes like that where you're like, I'm gonna like right now it's not where it needs to be. Well, one of these days I'm gonna look good in that.
I can tell I'm down to like 2 pairs of pants because because they're too tight now.
I thought it was the other way.
No,
it's
they're
always
too tight, man.
Bro, yeah,
got a little stomach here.
People throw away their fat clothes. I never do that. I keep all my fat clothes because you never know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You might hit a little depression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Might hit a few Golden Corrals.
Yeah.
Taco Bell bucks or whatever, you know.
The weight thing's hard, man. I've never had to throw away fat clothes because I've always been super skinny. My issue is I have to keep moving sizes up. So because I get older, my waist gets bigger.
I know. It's funny. I love whenever you send me pictures. Greg will send me pictures of him on stage. But it's like he'll circle his belly, you know? It'll be like, look at this. And then I'll just see it and be like, oh, man. And I'm not going to send it back because I know mine. I've seen some pictures people take on stage and I'm like,
it did look bad, huh?
Yeah.
Well, so I did an improv show and the photographer, we had like Jay Leno and Daryl Hammond. And they had all these incredible pictures of all the comedians. And they only had one picture of me. And it was a side view that showed my stomach sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
The only picture they posted, dude.
See, that's because you're like a skinny guy who's got fat areas too. With me, it's all kind of just like, you know, very, very like Ghostbusters Stay Puft Marshmallow.
It evens out across your entire body.
But then you're one of those dudes who
it's just right here.
Yeah, it all goes to your gut.
I got a couple handfuls. I'm not fat, but it's like the stomach, you know.
Yeah, but that's like one thing. I'm like, once you get that, you're good.
I'm like 4 months pregnant.
4. Really?
That's about. Ooh. Is that about 4?
God. I love how you can still make fun of dudes for being fat. That's like the one group of people, you know, not women. Never. Oh, dude. But you could go up to a fat guy and like shake his belly and grab his tits. Like, hey, fatty. I walk into a convenience store. Hey, biggin. Like, whoa, hang on. I don't even know you, bro. Big guy.
Yeah. Guys slap each other in the ass and stuff.
Yeah.
We used to baseball. We would just slap each other in the ass all the time.
Yeah. It's whenever you grab on, that's when they don't like that.
It was great until I played co-ed softball.
Oh, yeah, you gotta watch out there.
Can't be doing that.
Ooh, yeah. So we're on our weight loss journey, I guess.
Yeah.
We had another check-in to do, but I guess that's where
that's
we're
a good
at
check-in, right?
That's a pretty good check-in. We're just talking about. Well, I lost like 3 pounds. So
did you?
Yeah. I fasted for like 42 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was tough. They say whenever you fast, it's like a good thing to like break a habit.
Yeah.
And now it's like you got to have a better relationship with food, you know? I don't have a good relationship. I have one of those relationships like it's like a,
our food things are different. Well, I can eat fast food and all that stuff and, you know, whatever. My thing is the sugar.
Yeah.
I'm sugar.
I can go without sugar. My thing is like, my thing is like, I'll go into like Wendy's, right? And I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna get a number 7. But then the Wendy's app will pop up and be like, if you spend $10, you get free nuggets. And I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna do here? Yeah. Then I end up walking out with like $30 worth of food. And then what I do is I'll eat before I go home to Christy. I won't tell her. I'll do this, which I know that's bad. Whenever you're hiding something, whether it be alcohol, or like drugs, it's just not a good. Yeah, it's not.
You're hiding your
look.
Food intake.
I'm
now?
hiding my food intake. I'll come in and then I'll have already eaten a full chicken sandwich.
Yeah, and you'll have another one in the bag.
Yeah, yep. I'll have another one in the bag.
You're like, oh, I'm starving.
She'll be. Do you have the receipt for that? I'm like, no, I tossed it. You know. But then she'll look at my app and be like, I think they charged you for another chicken sandwich. I'm like, oh, I got to get to the bottom of this. I got to call them up. In my mind, I'm
making
like,
fake phone calls.
Yeah. Oh, the things we do, Greg.
I know. Well, listen. Let's check. We'll check back in like 6 months, and we're gonna be we're gonna be
different people.
Yeah, we're gonna be thin.
Yeah, we should just hire bodybuilders to dress as us and make that a fun episode.
I've been going through this for since I got sober, man. It's, put on weight, lose the weight. Put on the weight, lose the weight. Put on the weight, lose the weight.
I got sober and gained weight. That sucked. Again,
well, that's normal.
I guess so.
It is normal.
Yeah.
Unless
you don't have all that stuff in you,
Yeah.
All those diet pills.
Yeah. I was on a meth diet for 5 years.
That'll help you lose weight right there.
Yeah. That was that helped me.
All right, bro. Well, I am very excited about today's guest. This is very cool. He's got a lot of good things happening in his life. One of my, why'd you laugh at that? One of my very good friends, radio personality, podcaster, and film director.
Yeah.
And screenwriter, award-winning screenwriter, Kevin Kraft. Yeah.
All right, Kevin, what's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me.
What is up, my friend?
Oh, man. A lot.
A lot is going on.
Yeah.
Can I just show this real quick before we get in? Kevin brought this thing today.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Kevin just directed his was your first movie, right?
Yeah, first feature.
And I remember you telling me about this. He was like, "Man, I wrote this script. I'm gonna try to get investors behind it because you've written a ton of scripts, right?
Yeah,
you won awards, and this one it got made, dude. I remember you told me you're like, I got a part in there for you. But when most people tell me that, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. This you actually came through, bro. And here is the movie poster.
Whoa, dude.
It turned out really well.
The second coming of John Cooper. Look at that.
Is it coming through?
You see that?
Okay, nice, dude.
I'm on a poster. I'm on paper. So
you're
cool.
you're like the phallic penis symbol.
Look,
show it again, dude.
Where is it?
Look. You're like the
Oh wow, I am. I guess I am a big old penis, man. Did you do that on purpose? Try to get a little mermaid thing?
As a guy who sees penises everywhere, I don't know how I missed that.
And look, everybody's looking at him like, holy smokes, you got a big giant penis.
Nice.
No, that's an awesome poster, dude.
Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself on that part because movie's been finished for a while. You know, we've been trying to find some sort of streamer to pick it up, some distributor, and so far it's like I know these things take a while, but like I was just like I just want to see. I finally got a movie made. I've been writing since I was like 17.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? In the meantime, I'm just gonna get a poster made because I want to.
I love it.
No,
dude.
that's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome.
It
looks amazing.
Yeah, and I went to the premiere, and it was an awesome premiere. I've been to premieres that are like, oh, you know, this genuine laughs, a great story. People dug it, man.
It was terrifying.
I think if people get in front of it, if it gets in front of people are gonna really go for it, man.
I'm hoping, man.
You were freaking out during the premiere, huh?
I was freaking out. I had a lot of freak out moments, dude, just the entire process.
Yeah.
Like just the whole thing of getting there, I'm 42 now. I've been trying to get like breakthrough since I was 17. And then like, I felt like a dog chasing a car that finally got it. It's like, oh shit, am I in over my head now? Like, what did I just get myself into?
Yeah.
But I mean, it all worked out. Like, we had our issues in post-production where, we shot for 13 days. It was a 104-page script. So it was a very fast-paced shooting schedule. And then when we wrapped, both hard drives crashed simultaneously and we lost everything.
I remember.
What?
Yeah, I remember
How'd you
him
get it
telling
back?
me that. Yeah.
It was 2.5 months of data recovery.
Wow.
And it took $16,000 of our post-production budget,
wow.
which it was a very, very small budget to begin with.
Yeah,
And we had
that
like,
could have went. That was supposed to go to me.
Yeah, that
I had to
was,
take
yeah.
a cut.
Yeah.
Post production pay cut. Yeah.
You had to pay.
I had to write them a check. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. No,
Dude,
but
people don't understand the enormity of the task of making a film. There's so many different moving parts. There's so many things you got to put together. I mean, it's incredible that you were able to accomplish that.
yeah, it was tricky. There were a lot of moments where I was like, oh, this is just going to just straight up dissolve before my eyes. Fall apart. But I mean, we did it. We crossed the finish line.
And
Like I wrote that script specifically, like your character. I was like, all right, I got to because we had been friends for a couple of years when I started writing it. I wrote it in like 2016. Finally got finished now, and like, yeah, it was fun to just like come up with a character and just be like, all right, how do I write in Dustin's voice?
oh, it's so easy, I bet, right? That's got to be an easy like writing
People-
in my voice.
it was fun. It
You
was
can
a
write
very
stuff
fun
for you,
character,
dude.
right?
Yeah, you could
'Cause
probably,
you're-
exterior Wendy's, you know. That's how it starts.
Browsing on his McDonald's app.
Yeah, sweat glistens from his forehead. A heavy breathe as we cut to
Sweat stains in his underarms.
cashier. You again, Dustin? Yeah, I dropped my food. Cashier, you liar. Dude, but watching you on set. I mean, I think you're a great director. I've worked with some cool directors. I worked with Cameron Crowe, Jordan Peele.
Whoa.
You're better than both of them combined.
Wow.
I knew it. I knew that's what you were going to say.
You're at least in their league. I know, like combined, that's like, okay. No.
I mean, I never even wanted to really direct.
Yeah.
I always like when I was young, I wanted to be an actor. And then I was like, okay, I suck at that. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of took some cues from Kevin Smith. Being like a fellow Kevin from New Jersey, I was like, all right, maybe writing is more my speed. And then when the wheels started turning in pre-production and things started moving, the producers are like, so you're directing, right? And I was like, I mean, I spent my whole life working in radio. I didn't go to film school.
Oh.
I don't really know the ins and outs. They're like, you'll be fine. We'll be there if like, if you're making any rookie mistakes, we'll pull you aside. We'll make sure you don't fall through the cracks. And I was like,
Yeah.
So I basically just fell into it because we didn't have money to hire somebody.
Yeah. But and as a
did
director
great.
too, your job is to pull all the people. You want to surround yourself by all the experts, right?
Yes.
So you've tied it all in together, and you have all the people that are experts in all their fields that are guiding you and telling you, and then allow you to make the best decisions based on expert advice, right?
Yeah. And I
So-
got really lucky to surround myself with a lot of really talented, knowledgeable people.
Yeah.
So that gave me the confidence to just sort of go for it, even though like I did have imposter syndrome the entire time I was on set.
Yeah.
It was just so hard not to. It was like, I'm like the old guy, just like with all these fucking young people fresh out of film school. And then just here's the old guy that just like stumbled into the highest position on the set. And I'm just like, fuck, I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
No, you had a great team around you too. And
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, it was cool. I get imposter syndrome too, bro. Like almost like all the time. Even right now, I'm like, oh, they're gonna find out I'm not a podcaster. You know? I get it all the time, bro. Being on set,
Yeah.
I remember what I would do. Like one of my biggest ones, like We Bought a Zoo. I got that like really early.
Mm.
You have like Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson, and you're just like, I shouldn't be here. And I would go hang out with a craft service person. And then he's telling stories like, oh, yeah, I was hanging out with Sean Penn last week. I'm like, I'm not even on this guy's level. the catering people are like way more into this business than
Yeah.
me. But it's like, I mean, yeah, it all worked out, man. And it's a great movie, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. We normally ask in the beginning, what's a good thing that's happening in your life? But I kind of jumped the gun on that.
No, we just knocked one out. That's amazing. That's huge.
did.
I mean, I'm moving in with my girlfriend next week.
You are.
I'm directing a short film tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys, I'm usually a very bad luck kind of guy, and you guys caught me on a good week.
Oh,
That's good.
yes.
Yeah.
We caught him on a good week.
Nice. That's good.
If we would have filmed this a week later, it would have been bad.
A week
He's
or- yeah.
I
Oh,
got
yeah.
into a car wreck.
Oh no, that was
My
last
girlfriend
week.
left me.
On the way to getting that poster.
No.
Yeah, someone just full speed crashed into me at a red light.
Wow.
What?
They're
Yeah.
texting and driving.
For sure, 100%. There was
Yeah.
no screech whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
I was like adjusting the AC, and then pow,
Yeah.
just got nailed.
Oh, you get
That
a
happened
little
to me, too.
whiplash?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Did you? That happened to me too, and my neck was sore the next day. She just flew right in and hit me from behind. So
Yeah, everybody just playing with their phones.
yeah,
Right by the Hollywood Bowl. It's like there's so much traffic there. What
Yeah.
are you doing on your phone right by the Hollywood Bowl?
Mm.
But
there's
yeah,
so much
creamy.
like, and I can relate to it too. It's like I always have to be the mind. I'm looking this. We're so in tune to like be doing something with our brains and stuff. It's hard, I think, for people to just sit still and be comfortable.
I think so. Like even during this podcast, sometimes I'm like, I should check my phone, but then I'm like, oh, I'm on camera.
I've done it. I've done it 4 times already.
You have done it 4 times already?
I've already texted 3 messages out while you guys were talking.
Oh man, you gotta be into it, bro. You gotta be in the moment, Greg. Hang on, let me see what.
Who's text? I'm gonna start texting you. We should just start. We should start texting each other, man.
Yeah, this Kevin guy's a real tool. We started
That's
laughing. So you got your start in radio. You said you
I
were
did,
doing
yeah.
radio before, because I know all about this. But what was your first like radio gig?
So my first radio gig when I was in my early 20s, I interned for Howard Stern.
No way.
Yeah. So it was like a few months after he had just signed up with Sirius. Back then it was just Sirius.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
My first job was out of college was selling Howard Stern advertising.
No way.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you interned for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I listened to Howard my whole life. College didn't exactly go the way I planned it did. Like I thought you could just like kind of fuck off in college and just wake up, do bong rips, chug a 40, go to class. And turns out it doesn't work that way. I failed out in 3 semesters. I ended up working at McDonald's. And then I started doing construction, which I had no business doing. My uncle had like
construction.
yeah.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
picturing, whenever you said that, I'm picturing you in the hat and the yellow vest right now. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
No, it didn't make sense to anybody else on the job site either. They were kind of like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I was an electrician.
What?
I didn't go to school for that.
Oh my God.
I had no idea what I was doing. And basically just because like, I told jokes all day, the foreman kind of just liked me. And they're like, all right, you're a fucking idiot, but you just hang out with me all day and tell me jokes while I do work. Like I got electrocuted a whole bunch of times.
You did? You got
Wow,
electrocuted?
nice, dude.
Oh my God, yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you ever almost like have one of those like near death experience things? Or was it tiny electrocution?
No, I mean, it was technically high voltage,
Uh-huh.
but like, like in a drop ceiling with those square light fixtures,
Mhm.
that's like technically high voltage. And we were doing like a demo job of an existing office. So they like put up like sheet plastic, kind of like a Dexter kill room.
Yeah.
And outside of that, everybody was just working in the office as usual. So like I'm in this just roped off area and I had my little meter thing to tell you if a cable is hot or not.
Yeah.
And it was dead. And I grabbed all the bare wires to like shove them up through a connector. And it was on a motion sensor circuit. So the actual motion sensor was dangling outside of this cordoned off area. And somebody walked by and that kicked the power back on right as I grabbed it.
Oh.
So I felt the electricity go like through my arm, punch me in the heart, and then go through this hand into the ladder.
What?
Blew me off, big char mark on my hand. And like all these people rush in. They're like, what happened? We heard a woman screaming. And I was just like, no, that was me. That was me. It
You're
looked like a little
you're
piece of
this-
dynamite went off.
This one's hot, guys.
yeah. Hey guys, don't touch this wire.
Yeah, this one's hot.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, so I got out of that and I interned for Howard.
Yeah.
I went
Wow.
to like this crash course 6-month broadcasting school.
Mm.
Got an internship.
And that one you probably took seriously.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I did not show up wasted to
Okay.
class.
Yeah.
And then I did my 2 semesters as an intern. I kind of just like since I wasn't like going to school like some of the other interns, I could do double shifts. So I basically was just in everybody's face until they got sick of me. And then when a position finally opened up, like I was the first person they called. So
for Howard Stern.
yeah, I was doing like ancillary stuff for like the Howard Stern channels, and they like allowed you to do creative stuff. So like I was on all the chain emails and we're like, we need jokes for this, we need jokes for this, and I got to like write jokes, and my stuff made it on air. But like it wasn't in the job description. I was basically a grunt.
That's so cool, man.
What's your
Yeah.
craziest Howard Stern story? You have any good ones?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I encountered a cranky Beetlejuice. Like anybody that's a Howard Stern
yeah.
listener, like you
Beetlejuice.
catch Beetlejuice on a bad day, and he is
Yeah.
a cranky bitch.
Oh, he was mad.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
So,
I've
like,
seen
I rode
clips,
the-
but yeah, in person that must be
Yeah.
insane.
I rode the elevator with him, and his handler was like, "Hey, Beat, look at the tattoos on this guy's arm." He's like, "The fuck do I care? Fuck that guy. Fuck him." And I was like, "Oh man, Beetlejuice told me to go fuck myself."
Yeah.
But
Wait.
like, I had to. I produced Riley Martin's show. If you're a Howard fan, he was like the
I remember
crazy
all
old
this,
guy.
by the way, because I would, dude, it's so weird. I was locksmithing with my brother, and we would just go around town unlocking cars and putting in doorknobs and stuff. And right when Sirius came out, he bought it, and we would listen to that every day, dude. We would stay in the car and just listen. I listened to the Riley Martin show, and he was this UFO guy. It was like, what would he say? His catchphrase, to you.
Oh, he would say like, qua umsa lajiwan. Like he knew all these like alien languages.
Yeah. Hold on a second. You call breaking into cars and houses locksmithing now?
Yeah.
Is that what that's
It's
called?
a family
Breaking into-
business. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going out locksmithing.
We had tools. No, it was a legit locksmith job, but I remember Stern that got us through it. So it's funny that I was like I probably heard your jokes. I'm like,
You might have, yeah.
Wonder if I'm gonna know that guy someday.
Because that's the same thing I
Wow.
was doing. I was
Yeah.
working on a job site, just listening to Howard all day. And one of the guys pulled me aside and he's like, dude, this clearly isn't for you. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's like, you clearly love radio. Why don't you just take a shot at it? And
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, worked
That
out.
is. What did you think was like the main turning point wherever you were like, because you were this party guy. Didn't you go? You said you went to military school, right? Or something?
no, I went to a boarding school
You
for
went to
people
a-
with learning disabilities.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're calling smoking weed and drinking in college now. They're learning disabilities. No.
Okay, I
that's what
pictured you
half
like
of
a
it was.
rebel or something, but now it's like, this guy couldn't draw a rectangle.
It was like insanely overstructured. So like it was a really small school. It was like 120 kids from 8th grade to senior year. And it was basically just overstructured so you couldn't fall through the cracks.
Oh, that's good.
Like in public school, I started smoking weed and I was kind of fucking off and my grades slacked and my family panicked.
Mhm.
And I got sent to this school where after school was done, they forced you into your dorms and had people like walking around supervising you to make sure you're studying, making sure you're doing your homework.
Wow.
So like half the kids were like me, like scumbags that started smoking weed way too early. And the other ones are probably the people you're picturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where my parents went wrong, dude.
They should have
did-
sent you to boarding school.
They should have sent me to boarding school. They
Is
just
it-
let me run wild, dude.
Is it too
No.
late? Can we
They-
send you to
You
boarding
should.
school now?
Yeah, now I'm good now, but
Okay.
they could have back in the day, man.
I could have been. I definitely would have benefited
Yeah.
from
My
boarding.
parents didn't know. In their well, I got arrested for dealing pot in the
Yeah.
8th grade.
That's right.
Oh,
And
shit.
then
Dealing pot.
but I was the same way, but my parents are super relaxed, but
I never did anything till I was like in my 20s.
yeah, you started late,
Yeah,
right?
I started really
You
late.
started late. Did you have a substance abuse problem, or did you just?
No.
No,
I there were a couple of sketchy
You were
years,
a
but
happy partier.
I got through it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
but
a
not
big
an
difference
addict or an
between
alcoholic.
that. Yeah. Someone who just I remember you told me this story one time. The difference between an addict and a heavy partier or a heavy drinker. Like it was like you had a friend who would go to Mexico and he would go on like these 3-day Coke binges or something, but then he would come back and go to his job, but you would want to stay.
Oh yeah. My friend Scotty, like he partied and he used to smoke crack and do a lot of drugs and stuff. And then he got married and had a kid and he just stopped. Just, it's like not a big deal. He smokes weed and stuff, but he even stopped that for a while, but it's no big deal.
No big deal. Yeah. He can just go.
Yeah, it's nothing for him. And then he'll go out, he knows if he starts drinking, he gets out of control. So he doesn't really drink unless he's somewhere that he knows he's not going to get in trouble, but he can manage and control it.
He turns into Frank the Tank when he drinks.
Huh?
He's Frank the Tank when he drinks. And
He gets out of control, man. He loses it. So
yeah, my crack phase was the sketchy part for me.
You did crack too?
Also. Yeah, and I kind of got tricked into it. It was like bundled under the phrase like, oh, you're just freebasing.
Oh,
I was like, fuck, I've been smoking crack this whole time.
Yeah. Freebasing
sucks.
I've been smoking crack. What? Give me some of that.
You guys gave the PC term. You're like,
the difference between freebasing and coke for all of our listeners out there that are really interested in this, I can explain. Freebasing, because I'm an expert. Freebasing is just regular coke, and you smoke the regular coke. Crack is the purified form where they cook it. And then you smoke the purified form. So.
Yeah, they got me with that.
I'm glad I skipped that phase.
Huh?
I'm glad. Yeah, I didn't go. I didn't take that quest in my Zelda game.
I didn't like it, dude, because when you smoke crack, you take one hit and it's like immediately, I need another one. I need another one.
It's good for like 5 seconds. Then you're like, wait, I want that back.
Exactly.
Ooh.
It's the worst, dude.
I did so much one night that my hand got stuck like this.
Oh, yeah.
Like I got like a claw, like a crack claw.
Wow.
And I looked over and I'm like, why is no one else's arm doing this? And I used my good arm to try and like pry my fingers out back to normal. And when I would let go, it would just be like, and just snap right back. And I was like, oh God, I was probably like a granule away from like really bad health problems or an overdose or death.
Or becoming a superhero. Crack claw. One hit of radioactive crack. And
so then life just happened.
Spider-Man.
Life just happened and you just stopped and it was no big deal.
Yeah, it got to a point where I felt myself like really wanting it. Like I would wake up in the morning and be like, I want to do some coke. And I was like, that is a really bad sign. I was like, I'm actually okay with being a pothead. So I kind of just steered myself out, but it was sketchy. It was dangerously close.
I can tell you I've snorted enough coke that other people have died from.
Yeah.
I've
once your tolerance gets up.
Just so much, it's miraculous to still be alive. But
I've been on Ritalin since I was like, I don't know. I was probably like one of the first kids to get put on Ritalin. And they put me on like a lethal dose when I was like 11.
I picture like these scientists looking at you from one of those like see-through mirrors. Like, how is he reacting?
Up the dosage.
This one needs more.
I mean, it is essentially medicinal cocaine.
Yeah. You're hyperactive. Yeah.
But like when they started putting me on Ritalin, like I was on like 2 doses during the school day. And like the 2 classes after my scheduled doses, I was like A+ in all of them. And then as it wore off, it would be like B, C, second dose of Ritalin, A+, B. And
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe if we start taking Ritalin, this podcast will be good.
No, I can't take Ritalin. I know. I would do it for the podcast, though. So. Why, do you have any?
As a matter of fact. No Ritalin for us.
Good things were happening.
We'll have to change the name and shit.
Good things are
it'll like evolve into us just being a disaster.
Yeah, good things happened.
Good things happen.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So you had a long career in radio.
I did, yeah.
That's very long. You worked for Sirius for like a long time.
I did, yeah. When the whole time I was working for Howard, I did get my like few on-air moments doing like, a couple of weird, gross, crazy stunts here and there.
Got like tased or something, right?
He threw baloney on your ass. He used to do that, dude. That was one of his...
I ate M&Ms out of Sal the stockbroker's foreskin.
Oh, wow. Nice. Did it taste good?
Not really.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah, that would have been
But
tough.
It got to a point where I was like, I don't know. It was getting to the end of his contract, and he kept saying, Howard was saying all this stuff like, I don't know if I'm going to sign another deal. I might retire. And I was just like, I'm so low on the totem pole, and everybody is just so locked in. Like, I didn't see any position where I could just like grow, get promoted, take on a bigger role. Cause like once you start working there, like they're like all my friends still work for Howard.
Wow.
So I was just like, you know what, this might be a time. I'm still in my 20s. Let me move out to LA and try and break into film and see what I can do. And then when I got out there, Sirius called me and they were like, look, we know you're trying to do your own thing, but if you need to bring in a little cash, you can produce the Greg Fitzsimmons show. That's once a week.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, all right, I'll do it.
He's a good comedian.
Fell back into doing radio and stuff. And then I started call screening for another show that was supposed to be temporary, like 1 week. And they liked me. And then I stayed there for 11 years.
Wow.
And I was like, well, so much for getting out of fucking radio.
What show is that?
The Jason Ellis Show.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jason. Yeah. Jason Ellis.
So they shit canned us when COVID hit.
Okay.
Like anybody whose contract came up during COVID, Sirius just cut them.
Wow.
Because like, when everybody's trying to tighten their purse strings, like the first thing you cut is satellite. Like I'm paying for radio. Okay, that's the easiest bill to cut out.
So that's my background. I started out of college in radio, but I was an account executive. You know what that is? So it's sales.
Oh,
gotcha. So I sold commercials, advertising, sponsorships, concert packages, and all that stuff. And like when I worked in this group of radio stations, and when I first worked there, it was like bustling and people everywhere, and this and that, and and there's CBS News and this station and everywhere. And now I go back and do interviews whenever I do shows in the Bay Area, and it's empty.
No shit.
There's nobody. There's a couple people here and there, and a couple people, but it's completely empty.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Podcast just kind of drank radio's milkshake.
Yeah, it really did. Well, you've got a successful podcast, Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Yeah, it's doing all right.
You've had it forever, man. You got like hardcore fans like that. Dude, to be honest, that's a show. Like people come out to my shows because of my podcast appearances on your shows.
Really?
Yeah, I had people. Where was I at? I was in Calgary, and this group came up, man. They're like hardcore Kevin fans, dude.
Yeah,
they knew all about John Cooper and everything, the movie, and
the audience is small but mighty.
They are mighty, man. Yeah,
Wow.
the Puminati is what they call them.
Wow.
Yeah, only highbrow shit over there.
Yeah, I love
awesome.
it. I love talking about farts and all that. So whenever I'm on there, it's like this is in my wheelhouse right here.
Yeah, 14 years later, and we're still somehow cranking out new fart jokes. I don't know. How it happens.
It's a craft, bro. A Kevin craft. Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you, because we like to like talk about good things. What are some things that you do for your like mental health? Just because that whole directing thing was very stressful. What did you do to like kind of get through that obstacle?
I mean, I've struggled with depression my whole life, and a lot of the antidepressant medicines they come with a lot of side effects. Like my mom put me on one when I was a little kid, and it fucking turned me green.
Wow.
Like literally turned me green.
Wow.
I think it was Wellbutrin. So they stopped that.
It turned you green? Hold up a second. You were actually green.
Yeah. Yeah. My skin turned green. I don't remember it, but my mom was like, yeah, we had to take you off that because you turned green. And I'm colorblind, so like I wouldn't have even noticed. But like,
you probably could have gotten some government assistance.
I know.
Yeah. Like, that's a minority, a green person. You don't see a lot of green people. You probably could have gotten some grants.
Oh my God.
Green really business owners.
I wonder if it'll still turn me green. I got to get back on Wellbutrin.
You should just do it for a bit. That'd be funny.
But like every antidepressant they put me on had like a different side effect. And like, as an adult, I was like, maybe I should try it again. And I started taking another one, and it fucked with my dick. And I was just like, ugh, God.
Man.
Like, it's like like now I'm depressed for no reason. And it's like, well, now I'm depressed because my dick doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of tried to just...
You're green and your dick doesn't work. That's a great ad for antidepressants.
Yeah. They never say that in the commercial.
Yes.
They got to put that on the bottle, dude.
I've never seen that side effect before. It's always like suicidal thoughts. You might turn green.
Yeah.
Broken dick.
Yeah, broken dick. Wow.
So
man.
like, yeah, I had a bad experience with therapy when I was young. So I kind of just tried to do it myself, which I know everybody says is like the worst idea possible. But I sort of just came up with ways of like catching the symptoms when it's starting, when like the darkness is creeping in and my thoughts get all shitty. And sometimes I can like recognize it and be like, all right, I'm fucking miserable, but I'm going to try my bag of tricks and see if that gets me out. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But like I try to counteract it with just random positivity. So like if I'm feeling really bummed out, I'll try to just be like extra nice to somebody at Target, or I'll go on Yelp and write like a positive review for a place that I like and just be like, I'll just put some positivity out there and see if that counteracts
awesome.
You just summarized my day yesterday.
Really?
What was your day? Oh yeah,
like depressed and miserable and trying to change it into good thoughts and stuff like that. I can relate to everything you said.
Yeah, and it doesn't always work. Sometimes the darkness wins and you're just like, fuck, all right, I guess I just got to ride it out. But
you know what I've noticed? Here's what I've like, because I suffer from that same type of depression. What I've noticed is that the things that you're talking about that we do and that we do to treat that, it just shortens it. Some days, it used to last weeks on end where I'd be severely depressed. And I've these tools that you mentioned and some of the stuff that we do shortens it.
Yeah. And depression also like just zaps all of your energy, like all your willpower.
Oh yeah,
like,
that real depression where you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like you feel like I can't move. I'm going to stay in this bed.
Yeah.
I want to sleep,
And sometimes the trick for that is to just really force yourself to just complete one task. Like just be productive. And sometimes that starts the momentum. And then like if I end the day and I'm like, look at all that shit I got done. I wrote like 5 pages, put out 2 podcasts, like clean my room. Like,
that's the big one.
It's like, all right, I did some things I feel good about today. And then that sometimes lifts you up.
One big thing in sobriety that I was doing that I still do. It's like one of the first things they told me is make your bed in the morning. I've never made my bed. And I started making my bed, and there's something about having that little thing at the end of the day. You come home and your bed is made, and it does something.
You know what another good thing about making your bed is?
What?
So you don't get back in it.
Oh, interesting. I never thought of that. Yeah. I could get back in it.
I know.
Now it feels good. And I was like, oh, I'm in a nice clean bed. But yeah, those little tasks, I think they help, brushing your teeth.
Make a checklist, make some progress on it. And it is a little bit of a mood buster. It's not a fail safe, but
I have a carpet steam cleaner. And like I was, it helps me so much because then, after I steam clean it, the carpet's wet and I walk on it with bare feet and it's all clean and it just makes me feel good. So I went through, there's a couple months I was depressed all the time and I had a very clean carpet. So I was steam cleaning it like once a week,
Didn't it leak or something? I thought there was like, you had a leak in your house.
Oh yeah. There's.
Oh no, but the steam cleaner was there. So you were able to suck it up.
Yeah. People were thinking I was on meth. I was steam cleaning at like 4 in the morning. Like, what's this guy doing, man?
Did that leak happen when we just had that like those giant storms a few months ago?
Yeah. So there's leaks in my apartment complex and my floor floods. But I have that steam cleaner that sucks up all the water.
Hey, it got me too. You and I lead very parallel lives.
We do live parallel lives. You're a little more handsome than I am, but
hey,
that's just the lighting.
Give me a kiss. Come on.
That's good, man. That's good. How are you today? You feel good?
I feel good today. Yeah, because I'm jacked about this short film that I'm directing tomorrow. Like, Dustin also helped me get into stand up. So like,
wow,
when I started doing stand up, like every other night I would have a dream that I was doing stand up, and then like sometimes it would be a good dream, sometimes it would be a terrible dream where I'm like bombing and people are throwing hot dogs at me or something. But like now that I've got that like my first film under my hat, like now I have reoccurring dreams that I'm back on set. So I'm just like I'm really pumped to get back at it. It's an all-nighter. It's an overnight shoot.
Nice.
So I'm dreading that a little bit.
Yeah.
That'll be fun though, man.
Yeah.
You know what works really good for that? Freebasing.
Hey, you might want to get
just
back
freebase.
Into it.
Just bring the freebase back.
Yeah. Everything you've built crashing down.
Hey Hey guys, I'm Cecily, the producer of Good Things Are Happening. We got a sponsor. It's Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN or virtual private network, a tool that hides your online activities from third parties snooping around and collecting data, like the sneaky bastards that they are. When I travel, I set my location to home so that I can log in securely and work on behalf of my clients. I'm also learning Italian, and when I want to really get immersed, I can watch the news in Italian by setting my location to Rome or Milan. Protect your online privacy. Become invisible online with Surfshark VPN. And with our link, you save 83%. On the Surfshark One VPN Plus, you also get 3 months extra. That's $2.69 a month. Get Surfshark. Click the link in the description or on our website, goodthingspod.com, and surf safely with Surfshark.
Have you ever had a spiritual experience?
You know what? I haven't. I've had the reverse of a spiritual experience.
What's the reverse of a spiritual experience?
So I come from like a big Irish Catholic family.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, they put me in Catholic school. So I had religion beaten in my head my whole life. I was in Catholic school from kindergarten to like the middle of 7th grade. And the nuns were so fucking mean. And I was just like, man, like they're beating all this stuff from the Bible into my head, all this positivity, treat people well. And all of you treat people like dog shit. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I remember I got, when they make you do first confession, like I watched one of my buddies go up and he did his first confession. He came down off of like where the altar is and he had this like huge smile on his face. Like I just unburdened all the things that I'm ashamed about. And the priest absolved me and like forgave all my sins. And I like this wave of positivity just washed over me and I feel so good. And he had like this big smile and this nun came over and fucking yelled at him for smiling. I was like, what is going on here? And like, they were so nasty that they turned both my mom and I into atheists.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not the answer you were looking for with a spiritual question.
No, I like hearing it all, man. But now it's like, I mean, because nuns, they don't have a great reputation, I don't think. There's a movie called The Nun, and it's a horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
About a nun that kills people.
Yeah, my nuns were somehow scary.
They hit your hands with rulers. Yeah. Right? They smack your hands with rollers.
Yeah.
I got the ruler. I got a long thumb fingernail dug into my forehead skin in front of like an entire class of kids.
Oh my God.
That was nasty. I'm like, man, you guys really think you're going to heaven?
So that kind of turns you off, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a big turn off.
Yeah, I was like, man, if all these people are telling me all this stuff and not doing it themselves, what do they know that I don't?
Yeah. What do you like believe in? Like, as in like, do you believe in like the universe or anything? Like, is there like, I have a close friend who's now I have two close friends who are atheists. But Jimmy Walker from Good Times. I was talking.
Really?
I was talking to him, and I was like, we were talking about like death one day, and he was just like, nothing happens to you, man. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you just die. That's all. I'm like, well, come on, dude. It's kind of like a bummer, but I get it, you know.
Yeah.
There's a saying. I'd rather think there's something after. And be wrong than go through life thinking there's nothing and be right, or something like that. Is that? And go through life thinking there was nothing and be wrong. You know,
I mean, that would be nice. I would like to be proven wrong. I would not like to be proven wrong by like, hey, turns out there is an afterlife, but you didn't believe, so enjoy hell.
I don't think hell. I've never been a hell guy because I'm like, you know, everyone's got their own beliefs. I believe whatever's out there. You know, you look at hell. That doesn't fit with what if it's like this guy's loving. Why is he gonna just fuck with me for an eternity? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool.
Yeah, that never checked out.
I never believed in hell, even when I was like, because I was raised Jehovah's Witness, and you know they don't believe in hell. But that was one thing I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because why would God just want to? Hey, forever I'm gonna fuck with you. Like,
yeah,
I think there's lessons that you have to learn in life. I don't know what happens when we die. I know there's something in my personal opinion, and I've had all these little serendipity coincidences after people died or signs or whatever that have, for me, have proven that there's something. But I think from my point of view, is that we're put on this earth to learn lessons and evolve spiritually and learn and evolve into a higher form of ourselves through this life. And if I don't, if I'm not evolving, then I get taught lessons. You know, if I'm making bad decisions, if I'm not treating people right, if I'm stealing or whatever, then I'm being taught these lessons to evolve. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people have been trying to figure out what God is and what the meaning of life is since the beginning of time. And I try not to think about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, whatever it is, I'll just try to be a good person. But I'm not, you know, people have been trying to figure out forever, you know, and people who say, remember when I was in rehab, I read the Tao, and it was saying like, if anyone says they know the Tao, they don't know the Tao, which is like God, you know? So if you say that you know, you don't know. But I don't know, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully none of us in this room find out for a while.
Yeah.
I'm
always
in no hurry.
Kind of looked at it as like kind of like the same way as you, Dustin. Like, if you just be a good person, like who knows what's out there? There could be something, there could be an afterlife, there could be some vengeful, judgmental God. But like, I try to be a good person regardless, not because I think there's some reward waiting for me at the end of it all. Just because life is tough, man. Why add to it? Why be a dick? Like, I just try to be good. And like, I'm just kind of banking, like, if I'm wrong and there is an afterlife, maybe it's like the Willy Wonka thing where it's like you didn't believe and you were still good. You won, my boy. Welcome to the factory.
Maybe that's your God, Willy Wonka.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
This is my philosophy. I think we're all put on this earth to be of service. And some of us have kids and raise families, some own businesses and employ people. I help a lot of people with addiction and you know, you make people laugh and help a lot of people. So I think, you know, we've got to figure out our ways to be of service to others.
100%. Yeah. Like, you know, that's kind of how I've always looked at it too. Like no one's ever mistaken me for a smart man. No amount of schooling am I ever going to be able to treat any diseases, perform open heart surgery. But like, I've always been good at cracking jokes and stuff. So it's like, all right, that's my purpose. Just try to help put a smile on people's faces, get them through all the shit we all have to deal with. That's the best I can contribute.
That's amazing. That's a great contribution.
That is. You're like the Joker. I just want to make people laugh.
Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, and hopefully through this podcast, is that I'm able to make a difference on a big scale. You know, I do a lot of one-on-one making differences or performing in front of crowds to make people laugh, but I'd really like to make a big, giant, like Gandhi difference.
I want to open a rehab place one day. I want to open a sober living place one day. I think that's what I would do. If I had a lot of money, I would go hardcore into like drug treatment and stuff. You know,
that's good, dude. I like that.
That's what I would do.
Which brings us to, you want to do some news stories?
Oh, is it that time?
Yeah.
Do you want to? We have one. Can we ask Kevin one more question?
Yeah.
Who's the biggest inspiration in your life?
Oh, good question.
Honestly, I would say either Kevin Smith or my Nana.
Your Nana. Yeah.
Because she's awesome. I think you've met her before.
I have met her. His Nana showed up to the premiere. Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's been kind of like my best friend my whole life. Like, I grew up living with her, and like, you know, when everybody else went off to work, she stayed behind and watched me. So like the summers, it was just nothing but watching Price is Right and eating cream of wheat for breakfast. And we always got each other's humor, and she's been through some shit, and she's always got a smile on her face. She's always happy. Like, the day before we started shooting the movie, we had to delay it a little bit because of the strikes, and my family had this trip planned out here that just happened to overlap with the shooting. And we got this Airbnb, and my sister and I were watching TV, and I'm like, all right, it's getting late. I got to drive back up, get ready, get my mind right. And I just hear from the other room, my grandma go, "Joy?" She's calling out for my sister. So my sister gets up, she walks in the other room, and I just hear her start flipping out. She's like, Nana, oh my God. And like, she's not responding. So like, I felt my soul leave my body. I felt my skin turn gray. I run out there, and she's on the ground, puddle of blood on the floor, teeth in it. She's covering her face, and she like moves her hand out of the way, and her lip was split straight up to her nose.
Oh no.
Just gushing blood. She didn't see a step in like the living room of the Airbnb. like clunked over it, missed it, and face planted on the corner of like a wooden coffee table like that.
Oh,
So it like blew her teeth out. We had to call an ambulance. There was like meat spilling out of her lip.
Oh.
I was just like the room started spinning. I got dizzy. I thought I was going to faint. And then I drove home and I was like, all right, I got to wake up super early and shoot a movie tomorrow. And then, she came to set 2 days later looking like Frankenstein, like just puffed up and just black and bruised and stitches.
What a
It was
resilient
gnarly.
woman.
And the whole time she was like, I'm so sorry for falling. And right before you had your movie, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Like,
man.
She's always just like a beam of sunshine, and she's like 86 and still going. And she always wants to take goofy pictures with me to put on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is cool.
The amount that the older folks have gone through, you know, we have it so good, and we complain all life is so hard and stuff. We go to the grocery store. We got plenty of food. We got roofs over our head. We got cars that drive us everywhere. We got tiny little computers that tell us how to get places.
Yeah.
Like we have so many luxuries, and so life is so generally easy compared to what our grandparents and generations before that have gone through.
I think about that though, because at the same time, they're like, you never had to go to war or do that. It's like, well, you never had to read a mean internet comment. You know?
Those are brutal.
They don't know what it's
Those are brutal.
like. Some dude across the world being like, you've got a double chin. Like, oh. Like, sure, you went through the depression.
Someone told me I look like the disabled dude that bags his groceries.
Oh my God. Dude,
People are cruel, man.
People are cruel. People are mean online.
People are mean online. They are.
I did
tough.
a bit with Tyler Posey, who
I know Tyler.
Yeah, he was on the MTV show Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
So he has this massive following of like these just rabid young girls. And he and I did a bit on the radio once where we got beaten up by a dominatrix. So it's me next to Tyler Posey, who's like a teen heartthrob.
Oh, yeah.
We both have our shirts off. We're both getting whipped and stuff. And like, you know, my black, like loose fitting metal shirts do a lot of heavy lifting, but like with no shirt on, I am quite sloppy. I am one of the least fit people on earth. And everything I eat just goes straight to my jugs. So like I'm very self-conscious about that too. So like I'm getting whipped by him and I'm like, eh! And like, you know, stuff on me's jiggling. He puts a video on his Instagram to like, I don't know, millions and millions of followers. And all these little girls are like, look at his titties. They're like, oh, that guy's got gynecomastia. I'm like, man, you're dropping the fucking science words on me. Like that hurts so much more that this little girl knows gynecomastia instead of calling me that I have, you know, bitch tits.
Oh, man, that's great. Whoa!
Who's that?
Who's that? That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
Producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch, too.
Good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. Good Things Are Happening pod.com. Is that the website?
That is. Good thing.
Oh, yes.
Right.
I did.
Love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have
We
socks.
should get socks.
We should get
Socks are coming.
Socks are coming.
But yeah, if you want to support the podcast, go to goodthingsareHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Okay, bro. We do these little good news stories that are happening. You gonna join us?
Hell yeah. I could use
Okay.
some good news.
What's happening in the world of good news, Greg?
All right, I got one that kind of talks about what we were talking about earlier. Baby abandoned in dumpster.
Oh, that's not good news. that's not.
That's the,
Why'd you start it like
that's
that?
it. That was the whole story.
Oh, okay.
Hey, at least they found it.
Yeah.
Was it at least in the blue bin?
Yeah. Nobody found it for 2 weeks, and no. Baby abandoned in dumpster grows up to be the founder of a $62 million company. And so this baby was.
I hope it's a recycling company.
That's a good one, dude. That's a good one, dude. He found a he found a case of money when he was dumpster diving. No, so he ended up he was a genius, and he got adopted when he was a little baby, but he grew up and he was really smart. He started with computers, but he actually his adopted father had Alzheimer's, so he created a GPS tracking chip in his shoe that allowed him to track, and that was one of his inventions. And then
a GPS tracking shoe,
where you can communicate. I don't know, and then did a bunch of computer stuff. But here's the thing: his name is Freddie Figures, and he's made all this money. But what he
Freddie
does,
Figures,
Freddie Figures.
That sounds like a made up. Yeah.
Sounds like a guy.
I just wrote this actually, guys.
Sounds like a guy who's running like 3-card Monty still in downtown LA.
Freddie Figures.
Yeah. Freddie Figures here. If you can pick the right cup,
he got a 62
you win a baby.
he got a 62 million from screwing people over. But what he does with his money today is he offers college scholarships. He sponsors youth programs. He pays seniors bills and helps bail out homes in foreclosure.
Oh,
so he's
good for him.
Yeah, he's just
using his money for good.
He's using his money for good.
I like that.
Goes back to like wanting to do something good in this world. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. That's a good story. Good job, Freddie Figures. Okay, well, this story comes from the Texas Panhandle, and it has two of my favorite things. It's got animal rescue, and it's also got Tex-Mex food.
Nice. What is it?
Tortillas. A baby bird was rescued in the Texas Panhandle, and they wrapped him in a warm tortilla until wildlife experts arrived.
And ate it.
Yeah,
that's cute. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. What would have happened? Would you have eaten it, Dustin?
Oh, come on. No, dude. Now there's some hot sauce. You got a little tapatio, maybe. No, that's so gross. A baby bird.
You got to cook it first.
Yeah.
That's a decision from somebody who is just like 100% on the clock. Like, we need to save this baby. Warm tortilla.
Yeah. You know who your voice sounds like?
Yeah.
Identical. Andrew Santino. His voice.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Say talk.
I usually get Ellen.
Yeah. No, that's Andrew Santino.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think the meth has ruined your hearing.
Yeah.
You got,
go ahead. Keep
you
going.
got meth ears.
I do have
you know
meth
how you
ears,
have
yeah.
cauliflower
I do.
ears? You got meth ears. So basically this was in Amarillo. They found this baby bird lying cold and abandoned on the ground in their yard during a swim party and barbecue. The mother acted fast, tossing a tortilla on the stove before using it like a warm blanket to scoop up. Why not use a warm blanket? That's kind of
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting that she put him in a tortilla.
Yeah, did they nurse it back to health with like queso? Just baby bird it some queso.
Just chewed up some nachos. And there, but here's a picture of the bird inside the flour tortilla.
Here, you gotta show the camera.
There it is. I don't know if I could zoom in on that, but there's a bird in a flour tortilla.
That's awesome. Those are good news stories.
Yeah, so that was nice. Oh, now the World Wildlife something found the concept of a tortilla blanket irresistibly charming and begun selling custom T-shirts and hoodies to raise money for their operations, featuring the baby bird wrapped in a tortilla.
Nice.
That's nice.
So
dude.
yeah,
That's nice.
went viral.
Those will
That's awesome.
pair well with my Hawk Tua hat.
I love the animal stories, dude. Animals are
Yeah.
amazing, dude.
Animals are amazing, especially wrapped in tortilla with some butter. Yeah.
That's good, dude. That's good.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
All right. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on, my good sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's
Yeah,
great.
I can't wait for the world to see the second coming of John Cooper,
I know.
your directorial debut.
I hope I have some good news soon. We're getting it out there. We're trying to get to festivals, trying to put it in front of anybody who will look. And
You will, man.
I'm hoping I can come back soon and tell everybody where they can watch it.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, do you fucking crush it in that?
Oh, thanks,
Jesus
man.
Christ! Like,
you're a great actor, dude.
Oh, please.
Yeah, you really are, dude.
Thank you.
You really are. You're
even the stuff you improv'd on set.
Yeah.
The improv was fun.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. The improv.
God
we
damn,
had.
you crushed it.
Thanks, bro.
Like, I want to sell this so I can make another movie with you again.
That's awesome. There was one line in there when I was looking. I was like, oh, I did good right there. That's good. You got a theater. I remember laughs in the theater are different from a stand-up laugh because you do the acting and then you're like, oh, this gets a laugh, and then it got a laugh. You're like, yes,
It's
dude. I
weird
saw
waiting for
you.
those
I was
delayed
watching
laughs.
Easter Sunday, and this is before I knew you, I think. And or I'd done a show with you or something like that. I knew who you were, but before you had gotten sober, we became good friends. You were in Easter Sunday, and you had a couple lines, and you were the best thing in the movie.
Oh, well,
that's what I
so
thought. That was
much.
with Joe Coy or whatever. I'm like, oh, he just killed it. I remember
thanks,
you were at a
Greg.
gas. You're at a garbage can.
Yeah,
right?
garbage guy. Yeah, I found a baby.
Yeah, you found a baby.
Wrapped in a tortilla.
All right.
Oh, well, cool. Kevin Kraft, where can everyone find you? You got Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Yep.
You want to plug your Twitter handle or Instagram? Or
Sure. Yeah.
Just Kevin Kraft.
Yeah. At Kevin Kraft on Instagram, Kraft with a K. At John Cooper Movie, if you want to see like some stills, the trailer is up there. You can see Dustin in action in that.
Yeah.
And the more follows we get, the cooler we look when people are like, all right, should we buy this? They look at all the social media. So every follow helps. And Mad Scientist Party Hour, available wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Thank you.
Cool. That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope, we can't even talk about it. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.